right, so I got 3x to the 7th minus 27x to the 4th minus 3x squared. How many terms? 3. So I need to look for a greatest common factor. Look at your coefficients. 3, negative 27, negative 3. What's my smallest one? 3. Is 3 a factor of 27? Yes? No? Yes. 3 times 9 is 27. So I'm dividing by 3. Should I divide by a positive 3 or a negative? Positive, yes. This first term is positive, so this is going to be positive. How about an x? Do I have x's in each one? How many x's can I factor out? 2. So that would be x squared, and x squared. No other variables, so I factor all these out front and say 3x squared, boom, parentheses, now I divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1. X to the 7th divided by x squared is what? X to the 5th. When you divide and they have the same base, you subtract. When they're vertical, you subtract. If you were multiplying and they're horizontal, you add. So then I have minus 27 divided by 3 is 9. X to the 4th divided by x squared, that's vertical. Subtract gives me x squared minus 3 divided by 3 simplifies to be a 1. X squared divided by x squared, same thing. It's not x, it's 1. Because anything divided by itself is 1. So what goes here? I have minus 1 times 1. I have to put a 1 there because there was a term here. And it all simplified out to be just 1. Okay? Because if I go back and I would distribute, I would have to have that third term like we originally had. Okay? All right, so now I have a trinomial. Hey, but this has x to the 5th. Have we ever dealt with an x to the 5th there? Not with our regular stuff. I mean, we already took out the greatest common factor. We do not know how to factor that. The most we know after we've taken out a greatest common factor is if it's squared. So this is your final answer. Okay? That is your final answer. Nope, that's not the one. Okay? All right. Let's go to 7. How about you try in these last couple minutes 6 and 7, at least 7. 6 maybe I'll do in a minute if we have time. Let me take a look at what's in the front. This really didn't get the difference of squares, did it? How many of you need some help on difference of squares? Difference of 2 perfect squares? All right. Stop what you're doing. Let's jump to number 5. Sorry. Jump to number 5. It says circle all factors of 4x squared minus 36. First of all, you have to say to yourself, how many terms do I have? 2. Can I look for a greatest common factor with 2? Yes, you should. So greatest common factor. I have 4 and negative 36. 4 is a factor of 4. Is 4 a factor of 36? Yes. So we got to divide by 4. How about x? No, because there's no x in that last term. So this is my greatest common factor. I'm going to factor it out in front. When I divide, 4 divided by 4 is 1. And I have x squared left minus 36 divided by 4 is 9. This right here is a difference, because you're subtracting, of 2 squares. I want you to try to rewrite this when you see this. Obviously, I know this is a square because it's x squared. Minus, come on, what number times itself gives you 9? 3. So we're going to rewrite that 9 as 3 squared. So yes, this is a square, and 3 squared is a square because it's to the second power. The formula that you need to know when you are dealing with a difference of 2 squares is, well, first of all, here's my 4. I need to just carry that 4 along because we factored that out. This is the first term that is squared. That first term is going to become the first term of both of your next factors. So whatever was squared as your first term becomes the first term in the next 2 factors. Then the last term that is squared becomes that same term as the second factor in those next 2 factors. One of them is going to have a plus sign. I usually put the plus sign with the first factor, and one is going to be a negative sign. Did I just go whoosh? All right. For this problem, let's finish this problem. So these factors, if I had to include them all, would be 4, x plus 3, and x minus 3. So that would be A, E, and F. Okay? So listen carefully. For tomorrow, I want you to try to complete this review. Also, all homeworks 1 through 4. Please wait. I need you to be quiet so you can hear. We will have a skills check tomorrow. We will have a skills check. That is still under the practice. This is not the test, but it's going to cover a little bit of everything. So that's going to help me know where you're at and help you. We'll probably do a bell work first, then the skills check. Monday we will review some more, and Tuesday will be test. Again, if you haven't looked at the videos, please make time to watch the videos, okay? All right, very quickly. You don't have to write this down. I would like you to watch up here. I'm going to do another difference of 2 perfect squares, okay? So let's say I have 4a squared minus 81. Here's my difference, and I'm trying to check if these are perfect squares. 4 goes back to 2 squared and a squared. 81 I can rewrite as 9 squared. If you have 2 of these that are squared, you can multiply those 2 together and say, hey, that whole thing is squared. All right? So now I've got my 2 squared parts. This is the first term. It goes as the first term of both of these. Here is my second term. It goes as the second term for both of those. 1 is plus and 1 is minus, and that is the difference of 2 squares. Okay?